Alright guys, today I want to talk about target farming in Diablo 4. As we reach the end game, we all strive to find specific items to complete our gear sets. But what if I told you there's a better way to obtain these items than mindlessly slaughtering countless monsters? In Diablo 4, enemies belong to different monster families, each with their own unique fighting styles, spawn locations, and most importantly, their own loot tables. By targeting specific monster families, you can greatly enhance your chances of obtaining the gear that you desire. Now, this doesn't stop at just farming rare and legendary items, but does extend all the way out to target farming specific uniques that you need to complete that crazy druid build. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of target farming. In this guide, we'll be breaking down each of the monster family's typical spawn locations and the loot you can expect from them. And we're going to start off with the bandits. So bandits are a fairly easy monster family with nothing really notable about them. They commonly drop daggers and maces. So if this is something you're looking for, either head to Kyrgyzstan or the Dry Steppes. Moving on to beasts. Beasts are a fairly large family. Pretty much if it looks like an animal, it's probably a beast. Oddly enough, wildwood is considered a beast. Who would have thought? To me, the thorn beasts are probably the most frustrating. Something about that quill attack, it seems to take me out every time. Beasts commonly drop chests, crossbows, and swords. So if you're looking for any of these items, either head to Scott's Glen or the Fractured Peaks. Now, I personally have never really had any issues fighting the cannibals in my time in Diablo 4. To me, they've always seemed fairly easy to take out. Now, the cannibals do commonly drop two-handed axes, regular axes, and helmets. So if you're looking for any of these items, head to the area around the Dry Steppes. Cultists are another enemy that aren't particularly hard, but they can be frustrating by their ability to summon in more help. Cultists do commonly drop daggers and helms. So if you're looking for either of these items, head to Hawazar, where they tend to gather. You can also find them in Kyrgyzstan, but the groupings will be a little bit smaller. Because of where these guys are found, I can honestly say that I haven't ran into too many of them in my playthrough in Diablo 4. If you are a necromancer though, you will probably want to keep your eye out for these guys, as drowned commonly drop scythes, two-handed maces, pants, and boots. So if you need any of these items, head to the shore in any area in the game. The Fallen. So frustrating. There's nothing quite like hearing the shake of a shaman off screen and having it resurrect enemies all around you. Fallen do commonly drop axes and staves. So if you need either of these items, head to either the Fractured Peaks or Kyrgyzstan. Alright guys, this is probably one of the most annoying families for me personally. I'm unsure what it is about their ranged attacks, but it seems that they one-shot me more than any other family in the game. Now, ghosts do commonly drop bows and wands. So if you are on the lookout for either of these items, head to the Fractured Peaks to hunt them down. To me, the worst part about the Goatmen has always been their ability to slow and freeze you even after they're dead. But other than that, they're not really too hard to take out. Goatmen commonly drop two-handed axes, two-handed staves, and totems. So if you need any of these items, head over to the Dry Steppes. Skeletons are one of the oldest monster families in the Diablo franchise. And short of skeleton ambushes taking me off my horse, I haven't really had much of an issue taking out these guys. Now, skeletons do commonly drop crossbows, shields, and swords. So if you're looking for any of these items, head to the Fractured Peaks or Kyrgyzstan. Man, if I never have to see another one of these in my life, I would be so happy, especially that Oracle. Man, fuck that eyeball. Snakes do commonly drop two-handed polearms and swords, so if you do need any of these items, head to Hawazar to grind them out. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I love running into spiders. My first thought when I see a group of spiders is, man, there's going to be a lot of killing tonight. Spiders do drop chests, focuses, gloves, and two-handed swords. However, they can be very rare to find in the overworld. You may spot them in caves and in some spots in the dry steppes. However, the easiest way to find them is in dungeons. Now, I'm not going to lie, seeing a teleporting elite vampire is probably the bane of my existence. Not only can it teleport, but it can turn into bats and then fly away, making it very frustrating to track down as a melee class. Now, vampires do commonly drop bows, two-handed swords, and wands. This is also another enemy that's fairly rare to find in the overworld. You can find some in the Fractured Peaks, but most of the time you're going to spot them in dungeons. Now that you know what each family drops, you do need to understand one more thing. Equipment drops are typically character specific, meaning weapons and armor that drop for you will be things that you can equip. Now, monster families do break this rule. The game will try to do its best to drop you items that you can equip, but there's always a chance that you will get an item that you can't use when farming these monster families. The plus side is this is a great way to farm up gear for alternative characters that you may be thinking about starting later on. And there you go. This should be everything you need to know to go out and target farm those god tier rare items or hunt down those specific uniques that you just can't seem to get to drop anywhere else. Hopefully you found something in this guide useful. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel as it does help out tremendously. If you're looking for additional content, consider checking out our backlog of videos. And as always, have a great day.